The shit show at tight end is apparently at it again. Again, this wasn't in my plans, but, this kind of supersedes, so I got to talk about it. So today, we found out that Josh Oliver, our beloved third-round pick of the 2019 draft tight end, has broken a bone in his foot and is out until October. Now, when I first read this, I was like, okay, maybe somebody hit him wrong. Maybe somebody hit him wrong or something. I dive a little bit deeper into it. It was a non-contact football injury. Now, usually when you think non-contact football injuries, you think hamstring or knee or ACL. Because, that happens when you pull on it wrong. This guy broke a bone in his foot basically fucking running, walking, whatever the fuck. How do you even do that? Like, how? Like, I gotta see footage of how this happened. This is ridiculous. This fucking guy's legs are made of glass. Like, it was bad enough last year where he couldn't get on the field because he had a hamstring injury. I think he got on long enough to make one catch. I think Allen Robinson's 2017 season was better than his. I mean, fuck. Granted, as long as O'Shaughnessy and Eifert stay healthy, we're good. But here's why I'm so pissed about this. Josh Oliver is somebody who essentially I didn't want. Now, as most of you know, Nick Fargo and I, during the offseason, we dive into the draft a lot. And both the Packers and Jaguars were looking at tight ends, and I came across this fucking guy because, I looked deeper into, because I was very high on TJ Hawkinson. I was also very high on Noah Fant. Irv Smith would have done too, because they were all the first round level talents. So I came across this fucking guy, and I watched tape on him, and, I'm talking about this with Fargo. It's like, okay, he can catch, he's fast, but he's greener than fucking grass. His blocking is atrocious. His route running is bad. This fucking guy really should have went to you would think somebody like him would have went to a team that already has an established tight end where he can come in and be a tight end too, and you can utilize what he does best, because that's what you do with people that are green like that until they pick it up, they get it. So without an established tight end last year, because I was wanting another tight end really bad because we had this it's 2 years after Mercedes Lewis left, and we replaced him with that fucking piece of shit Austin Seferian-Jenkins, which between him and Julius Thomas, I don't know who was a bigger fucking waste of money. So I wanted somebody that could fill the role good. Now, I was thinking Josh Oliver really wasn't for us. And the thing that pisses me off about that too is, there were two guys who I was very high on in the later rounds. Dawson Knox, Foster Moreau. Now, Dawson Knox was a tight end 2 or 3 for the Bills. He had 28 catches, which I guess for that fourth round pick isn't bad. And then Foster Moreau, but one thing to add on Dawson Knox, he'll probably start this year. His production will probably go up. And with Foster Moreau, another guy who I was very high on, he didn't have many catches with 21, but he had 5 touchdowns, so he was getting used in the red zone. And that, unfortunately, is a guy who will probably never prosper until he gets out of Las Vegas, because number one, Darren Waller's there, and Darren Waller's a fucking monster. So if Darren Waller is healthy, Foster Moreau is not going to take targets away from Darren Waller. He's just not. Number 2, Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota are both fucking garbage, so there's that. And 3, the Raiders already have a very good receiving core with Henry Ruggs, what the hell's his name? Terrence Williams, I believe, and then Hunter Renfrow. So they're going to get their touches. So that doesn't leave much room for Foster Moreau. But the point I'm trying to make is, you give the champion of the Elder Gods one of those two guys, and they stay healthy, and they're in their tight end in one spot. I'm not saying they put up monster numbers, but their production's better than the teams they're on. Like, you could have traded that fucking pick, because we didn't have a pick in the 4th round. And then you get this guy. It's fucking horrible. That's the other thing. The rest of this draft was so good. You got Josh Allen, a guy who's going to be an elite pass rusher in this league for years to come. Jawan Taylor, who's our starter at right tackle for the next 10 to 12 years if we keep him here. And then in the 6th round, you get Gardner Minshew, the champion of the Elder Gods, need I say more. In the 5th round, we got Raquel Armstead, who, I mean, wasn't great by any means, but he was a decent spellback for Fournette. And then the 3rd round, we take this fucking piece of shit Josh Oliver, who can't stay on the goddamn field. And then the other 3rd round pick, Quincy Williams, he's another one. I think he might be hurt now, too. And then in the 7th round, Dontavius Russell, he might be hurt, too. It's like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. The other thing that pisses me off about this fucking guy that makes me want to fucking Randy Savage elbow drop his goddamn injured foot right now, he's wearing 89, which is the number of Mercedes Lewis, the greatest tight end in Jags history. And Mercedes Lewis isn't a fucking Hall of Famer by any means, but he was serviceable. He was there. He showed up. He had 1 Pro Bowl season. I mean, like, I don't know. This shit's just irritating. Like, when you're right about a guy and you want to be wrong about him, but it's just not the case with Josh Oliver. Like, oh God, if we go through this shit like we did last year, because tight end was the biggest shit show on our team. Let's be honest. If we go through the same shit like we did last year at tight end and we don't trade for an Njoku, I'm really gonna fucking lose my shit. Like, I don't know how much more of this shit I can take. So, I don't know. Hopefully, I mean, he said he's out till the very earliest October. I mean, I don't know. This was a year where he needed to fucking put up some numbers. So, I don't know. Hopefully he comes back and he can, but I mean, maybe I'm overreacting. I mean, matter of fact, I'm not overreacting. I know people are like, how are you going to get mad at the guy for getting hurt? Here's why. Leonard Fournette, we all remember his 2018 season. It was bad and it was plagued by injuries. So what did he do? He went to Wyoming. He worked on his conditioning and shit to prepare him to not get hurt, and he had the best year of his career. If I'm Josh Oliver, knowing that, why would you not kind of, talk to Fournette and go about it the same way? Like, I don't understand that. Like, so, I hope you get yourself right, Josh, because you're kind of on my shit list, and if Eifert and O'Shaughnessy both produce, you're kind of looking at getting cut. So, it is what it is, man. I'm out.